It was right before 1 a.m. when state police got the 911 call about a deadly shooting at the Weis supermarket outside Tunkhannock. As morning stretched into afternoon, troopers remained on scene, trying to figure out why 24-year-old Randy Stair of Dallas, Luzerne County used 2 shotguns to kill 3 of his co-workers.
This is another senseless act that didn't have to happen. It's a tragedy.
State police say Stair reported to work just before 11 o'clock Wednesday night for a regular shift. Investigators think he spent the next 90 minutes blocking the store's 5 exits before moving his car in front of an emergency door and taking 2 shotguns back into the building and opening fire. He had 100 rounds of ammunition.
He just had a ammo bag, which is a duffel type that he carries ammunition in, but the actual shotguns were, one was carried in his hand and one was on his shoulder with a sling.
At this point, state police are looking into why all of this happened. Randy Stair has a very large social media and digital footprint, some of it appearing to show him preparing for the attack. In a journal entry dated Monday, Stair said he was ready to die, claiming to be a girl trapped in a man's body. He wrote, "The girl in me is clawing to get out. 62 more hours."
We're looking at everything from social media to witness interviews to neighborhood interviews. We're looking at every angle we have.
As for the Weis supermarket, many say it is like a family. Company officials are beyond saddened.
We're deeply saddened by the loss of life, the tragic loss of life. Actually, our thoughts and our prayers are with the victims and their family.
Our hope and desire is that you will hate this fucking guy as much as we hate him by the end of this episode.
Yeah, he sucked pretty fucking bad.
We really hate this guy.
Yeah, he sucks.
Randy Macho Man Stair.
Macho Man.
Randy Stair from the Weis Market murders. I think we'll call this one the Weis Market Massacre.
Okay, sounds good.
That sounds like downloads to me, Rob.
Sounds good.
You know what happened to me the other day, Rob?
What happened?
I was driving the kids. Me and the family's out driving. We were stuck behind a big old stinky trash trucks. Mm-hmm. And a big old goddamn dildo flew out of the trash truck and hit us right in the windshield. And I panicked. I didn't know what to say to the kids. And my wife turned around. She said, "Just relax, kids. That was just an insect." And then my one daughter, she was like, I'm surprised he was able to fly with that big old cock. I'm surprised he's able to get off the ground with that big old wiener.
Good for it.
I made that story up.
Yeah, I bet.
My kids don't say wiener, they say cock. Welcome to the Brohio Podcast Show. I'm one of your co-hosts. I'm the delicious Nickolicious, a.k.a. Nick, a.k.a. Nicholas, a.k.a. Dickless Nicholas, a.k.a. I don't have any more nicknames besides that, I don't think.
And I'm just Rob.
It's just Rob.
Yeah.
And I'm nearing the home stretch of being a bachelor for 2 weeks. I shouldn't say a bachelor, just living alone.
Yeah, you've taken it pretty hard so far.
My wife and kids have been on vacation. It's like a piece of my heart is fucking gone. Yeah, just sit here like
you're living in your own filth. You're pretty hard off right now.
I'm very hard off. Not hard on, hard off.
I haven't eaten in 2 weeks.
Well, I guess my wife and the girls went to Sedona today, and they went down like a natural water slide made of rock. Mm-hmm. And my middleest daughter, the one that saw the devil out in the backyard, the one that did the kids that speak to the demons, she pretended she was drowning, so my wife went after her and slipped and dropped and sent her iPhone down the stream.
Oh, no.
And broke her iWatch, her Apple Watch, what the fuck ever it is.
That thing's new, too.
All because my daughter was pretending to drown.
At least her first instinct was to break her shit.
Save the kid? Yeah.
To break her shit.
And also, while she was down there, she called and talked to me about an acquaintance. And this acquaintance she talked to me about, she said that this girl uses something called a period cup.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Are you familiar with this, Rob?
Yeah, I've heard about it.
It's like a cup they put in their vagines, and it catches the blood. instead of like a tampon or a maxi pad.
Yeah.
So this thing like suctions like an octopus, like, and when they take it off, like when you're a kid, you used to put a cup on your mouth and suck on it really hard, and it like it'll trap itself around your mouth. Well, this is basically the same thing. And they pull it off. It's like, hold on, I can do this sound. That's what it sounds like when they take it off.
It's so gross.
Yeah. So my wife heard about that. She's really grossed out by it. But the worst part is she said this girl is like one with the universe and nature. Okay.
Yeah.
So she saves the blood and she fucking dumps it in her garden to water her flowers with the period blood.
What?
Yeah, I told her you would start dry heaving.
That is so weird.
And they have there's like a mutual party that they have in common, and the mutual party was at the friend's house that does the period blood, and she opened up her refrigerator, and I guess there's like a big gulp full of period blood in the fucking. Can't do it, Rob.
Here I am wasting all this cum when I jerk off. I could be putting it on my plants.
You realize they get the maters grow, and you dump a little bit of jizz on top of them. You just pop a little bit in your hand, and a little bit of man glaze. You just wipe it right on top of your maters. You don't get them soft, rotten maters unless you've been watching some goddamn donkey porn or something like that.
Keep them critters away from it.
Crotch critters.
Yeah, they crotch critters.
Now, if you're not familiar with the Ohio Podcast Show,
what an intro.
Rated G. You can check us out on Disney Junior, Nick Jr. You can check us out all those places.
Yeah.
Before we go any further, I would like to say thank you to Sarah. This is her Patreon sponsored episode. She picked this topic.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah, so much. We're going to talk to her a little later on. And
cool.
Thank you to our newest Patreon subscribers, starting with Peter Dernaley. I think that another Peter pledging their hard-earned money to us.
All right, and then next we have, is that a typo or is that how it's?
No, it's Wayne. It's a typo.
Wayne Roche, like Roach.
What the cop finds in your fucking ashtray when he takes you to jail. Also, thank you to Keegan P. Keegan doesn't have to pee. That's Keegan's last name is P. Thank you, Keegan P.
And then Ashley with 2 E's, Munoz. Thank you very much.
Ashley Munoz, thank you so much. I have an Anthony Munoz autographed football card in my house.
Nice.
There's a long story behind that. I'll tell you when we're not here.
All right.
Tell them what's happening, Rob.
Holy shit, we got another live show coming up again with Hillbilly Horror Stories and Twisted Philly. It is called Brohio's Twisted Hillbilly Halloween Special. It is going to be a hoot and nanny, amazing good time.
October 27th in Cincinnati, Ohio. You can just Google Brohio and Eventbrite, and you can find the tickets. They're only $10 a piece.
It's going to be a romp. It's going to be a riot. Good time.
My plan this time is there's going to be some visual aids. We're going to do I
like aids.
I heard of if you suspect someone has Alzheimer's or AIDS,
okay,
and you can't tell the difference, do you know how to figure out the difference?
Tell me.
You just take them like 10 miles from your house and drop them off, and if they come home, don't fuck them. That's the fucking worst, isn't it?
It's horrible.
And I do want to apologize for the tasteless jokes that you're going to hear on this show.
Yeah.
I feel very badly.
Yeah, we feel horrible. We won't do it again next episode.
Yeah. And if you would check us out on Twitter, please. Twitter handle @Brohio Podcast. Our Twitter is fucking starving. We have no friends on there. We have a YouTube channel @Brohio Podcast. We also have a Snapchat, mostly ran by Rob. You can check us out on Snapchat. Username @ an A with a circle around it.
Thank you.
@Reality Kings. That's not us. We are @Brohio Podcast. Rob, I couldn't find a funny article this week.
Aw.
So I did the next best thing, and BuzzFeed released an article of their worst poop stories.
All right, thanks, BuzzFeed. Hard-hitting news.
Thank you. And I picked out my 3 favorite.
Okay.
And I'm going to read them to you.
Lay them on me, literally.
This one's called This Drunken Disaster.
Okay.
One time I was very drunk and had to use the bathroom. That's it. That's the end of the My friend was using the only toilet in the house, so for some reason I decided to poop in the bathtub.
Aw.
Fucking rock out with your cock out. I finished my business, but as I tried to get up, I fell backwards into the tub and into my own poop. In my drunken state, I turned on the shower to try to clean myself in the bathtub, but the shower drain got clogged. creating a giant poop bath that circled around me. Cleaning that up was not fun.
Gotta waffle stomp it.
You just gotta... My name's Bill Wilkins, and I'm 73 years old, and I died my own shit. Anytime them big nasty swamp donkeys take a shit in your shower, you just gotta waffle stomp it.
The waffle stomping king is here.
He's butt chugging, waffle stomping king.
He is.
For the next story here, for some reason I thought it'd be a good idea to have coffee, Taco Bell, and White Castle during a 3-hour drive. That's a fucking...
Why? Why would you do that?
That's a motherfucking iron booty hole right there.
Why would you do that?
That's a goddamn veteran. I was 5 miles from my parents' house, and my stomach took a turn for the worse. Well, no fucking kidding. I let out a relief toot and felt something unusual.
Oh, God, it's a lump.
I couldn't wait anymore. I sped into a Target parking lot and ran into their store. You can use whichever bathroom you want there.
Do farts have lumps?
I was full-on crowning. I rushed into a bathroom stall and exploded before my cheeks could even hit the seat. I looked down and saw full poop in my underwear.
We call that not crowning. I call it prairie dogging. I don't know if I said that before.
Yeah. You got a little turtle head peeking out, didn't you?
I'm prairie dogging.
I looked down and saw full poop in my underwear. Not a half poop. Goddamn full poop.
Full poop.
This operation right here is completely foolproof. Foolproof. When I was done, I bought new underwear and cried as I drove to my parents' house. They asked how the drive was. I said, fine.
Shitty.
That's when I farted one last time and accidentally shit on the floor. Bloomp. Oh, man. This last one's called This Slushy Mess.
Oh, God.
And this next one, like I said, it's called This Slushy Mess. I had to silence the dogs. I'm sorry. I'm home alone. They have separation anxiety.
I forgive you.
I'd just gotten home from eating spicy chicken fingers at a restaurant. I was talking to my mom in the kitchen when I felt a gargle in my stomach. I let out what I thought would be a fart. But I actually sharted in my pants. I waddled up the stairs to take off my shit-filled underwear and clean myself up. When I got out of the shower, I heard my mom scream. My dog got into the bag with my shit-filled underwear, and I dragged them all around the house, spilling poop all over the place. There were brown stains everywhere.
Oh, man, I love it.
And we didn't have any podcast plugs this week, so we talked to our buddy...
oh, shit, what was his name?
I don't know.
Something Gemini.
Something Gemini.
Fuck.
What is it, Rob? I don't know. Let's play his plug.
Fuck.
Let's play his plug real quick.
All right, it's good.
Hi.
Tell him, buddy.
I love the music.
I'm looking for a white lady that's tattooed and dominant and be willing to put me in a dress and beat the shit out of me. Call me. I'm the Sissy of Fremont Street, 15th and Fremont. Sissy Gemini.
Sissy Gemini.
904-609-3222. Again, you stupid white bitch. That's what I'm looking for, is a stupid tattooed white bitch that'll put me in a dress and beat the shit out of me. Call me. 904-609-3222. I'm waiting, you white slut.
Ladies, what are you waiting for?
You white slut.
You white bitch.
God. Right before Rob walked in to record this episode, I found that on Facebook. And I'm like, man, we don't have any plugs this week.
Sissy Gemini.
He left his phone number on there. We should try calling him.
We should try to get him an interview.
When this episode's done.
We need to get an interview with him.
I'm down.
I'm so down.
I can do it. I don't care.
He's fun looking. I like him too.
Yeah, it's like a 400-pound it's
like 70-year-old man.
It's one of those guys that you can tell he's about 38, but he looks like he's about 84.
Probably lives in a trailer with a bunch of cats.
I'm thinking if he's in Fremont, Ohio, it's a really ran down, nasty apartment.
That could be true too.
But give him a call. Yeah, just let him know that
if you're white and tattooed and a slut, give him a call.
Yeah, and I would also like to make a call to action. We've got these poop stories here. I want to solicit your poop stories.
Oh yeah.
And maybe for the next couple weeks, we won't do the article. We will do your horrific poop stories.
We will do your poop.
But if it's not good poop, we won't do it.
Yeah.
Like if it's stinky poop, if it's not a good poop story, we're not going to play it on the air.
It needs to be a crime scene poop story.
Yeah, I'm talking like people stepping on the cutting their feet on the peanuts and stuff.
Oh, God.
Bad poop. That's some bad poopy.
That's bad.
And like we said before, today we're covering the Weis Market Massacre, a.k.a. the Weis Market Murders. This is the story of Randy Stair. You may also know him by his, what's this? Is this pseudonym or pseudonym? Pseudonym, Andrew Blaze.
Yeah, YouTube.
That's his, yeah, he was very active on the YouTubes.
Very underwhelming YouTube star.
Yes, he was a fucking douchebag.
Like 7,000 subscribers in 10 years. He was going places.
It's better than we're doing, Rob.
Yeah, I guess so.
Now, he was born September 17th, 1992.
Oh, he's a baby.
He was a baby. And let me add a disclaimer here. This was the absolute hardest research that I've had to perform in the year that we've done this podcast, okay? Sarah wanted to do this episode. We were all for it. And the more we got into it, the more we found out that usually when we cover a story, there's a lot of literature, and we can buzz through the stuff.
Right.
We can copy and paste everyone else's content and steal it, but not on this one. This guy...
Yeah, his entire manifesto is laid out in YouTube videos, so it's a lot more audio based as opposed to written out.
Yes.
So you'd have to, I think, how large were the files? It was
over 100 gigs.
100 gigs of video. That's probably his entire library, because you can follow his path from where he starts out making normal wannabe Fred videos.
Yep.
And then it gets dark.
It gets
fast.
very dark.
You can see him change. You can see a drastic change. That's pretty much, once you told me that it was pretty difficult to do, I just went on a video rampage and started watching videos.
It was very difficult to do, and he, like Rob said, it was all, visual based. There's nothing we could read. So
but that also, it's different in the way you have to approach it, but at the same time, you can physically see and hear
his change.
The change. Yeah. So it's a lot more, I guess it gives you better evidence of what's going on with him, as opposed to if he would like to write down stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hatred.
There's a lot of hatred, and we poured through hours of video. We pulled a lot of stuff, and a lot of this episode, I'd say 20 minutes or more, it's going to be just clips from his ramblings,
which is great.
Yeah. Now he started off as a fairly normal child. He was into Pokemon. He was into Scooby-Doo. These are all his own words as well. He said he really enjoyed this stuff. He started to get fascinated into how to make the cartoons, the different animation styles. He really enjoyed that stuff. And you and I kind of grew up right at we were hitting our teenage years right as Pokemon blew up.
Yeah.
And I got nothing for Pokemon.
I was never, excuse me, I was never really into the show or the card game, but the games on Game Boy.
Oh, yeah.
I was all about the Game Boy games.
I got down with that shit.
Yeah. The actual video games I enjoyed a lot, but I really didn't get into the show or the card game that much.
Pokemon Yellow, I ran all up in that shit.
Yeah, all the original three.
He was the firstborn child to his mother and father, and they had one additional son. And all the videos I watched, the vlog people called him Jeremy, but his brother's name was actually Jeremy.
Yeah.
So if you motherfuckers are listening right now, you need to check your facts, okay? Check your shit. And if anyone's using the Brohio podcast as their form of research, I'm praying for that person, because they're going down a slippery slope. There's some exceptionally dark shit going on.
Yeah, it's really crazy, but there's a lot of really weird things going on with this guy that makes it kind of entertaining.
He dealt with a lot of anxiety issues as a young child. So this, like we said, there was a fairly abrupt change, but he kind of dealt with a lot of mental health issues for the majority of his life. And this is his own words again. He said when he would be dropped off at daycare, he would just cry uncontrollably, and he couldn't stop crying. He said that he was always sad. He always kept his head down. Anytime the teachers would come talk to him, he would just stare at the fucking ceiling like he had shit in his pants and he needed his nose wiped. He absolutely loathed being acknowledged and didn't like people even knowing that he existed. So it seems like he was dealing with a lot of shit even from the rip, right off the rip here, from the get-go. He just,
It makes you wonder what could make you develop that type of
I don't
behavior as a young
never
child.
met a little kid like that before.
Yeah, neither have I. I mean, they all want attention, but they don't they don't ever kids can be shy at first, but then they open up.
They open up.
Yeah.
You just tell them, look, I got some chocolate in my van, and I am willing to take you in the van and try some. I have chocolate jeans in there. You got to put on these special jeans in order to eat the chocolate in my van. You know what I'm saying, Rob? You've wore the chocolate jeans before.
I have.
I'm wearing the special chocolate jeans right now. And as a matter of fact, the rest of this episode is going to be done by Cemetery Terry for the rest of this episode. Lots of people been. All right. Lots of people been wondering about Cemetery Terry, he been sneaking through the cemetery.
We haven't heard or seen of any booby traps lately.
Trying to scare people with the booby traps and shit. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of booby traps and scary shit, we got another live show that's coming to fruition here. It's October 20th. It's with the brewery we did last year, Miamisburg. So it's gonna be a Dayton-based show. It's gonna be free. But
this is right in the middle of the fucking subject.
That's okay. Let's only take a second.
Sorry, guys.
Before I forget, they have a haunted attic there. Okay, it's like a fucking warehouse, and we're gonna do a Ouija board experience. That's all I'm leaving it at. Okay, it's gonna be complete darkness.
It's gonna be sexy.
But old Randy Macho Man Stairs here. He hated being acknowledged, and he stayed away in elementary school. He stayed away from other kids. And a lot of this might not have been by choice. He just might have been a fucking weirdo like he was when he grew up and started making YouTube videos.
Yeah, just smell like piss.
Yeah. I would really like to play this game with you, but you've got your stinky pee pants on again, and I don't like how you smell like vinegar and my dad's balls. The only thing that smells worse than my dad's balls is when he puts vinegar on his balls.
You smell like cat turds and depression.
Smell like hooker spit. Why are you in kindergarten and you smell like hooker spit?
You're 13.
Kindergarten. Back to school to prove to dad that I'm not a fool. And he said when they would make group assignments, he would cry hysterically because he was mentally weak. And he just couldn't handle the thought of being in a group with other children that might want to play and frolic amongst the grass and the playground and have a good time. He was completely taken aback by this stuff. He didn't like working in groups. He didn't like being around the other kids. He was fucked up from the very, very beginning, Rob. No hope for this motherfucker.
No hope.
And you might feel bad for him right now of how we're making fun of him, but by the end of this episode, I promise you will fucking hate this guy.
Should have just took him out to pasture.
Yes. He said he always felt so lost because he wanted to be liked so badly, but he wouldn't give people the opportunity to like him. Because he hated being noticed so much.
It's a fucking double-edged sword, man.
Yeah, lay on it. Just lay on that sword. Shove it straight up your wiener hole. And sometimes you look at people and you can watch his videos, and I will see people in public and I will automatically say, man, that guy is a huge waste of dick. Because sometimes you can tell when someone has a really huge penis. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what this guy's problem might have been. I think he had a really huge penis and nothing to put it on or in or out. He just had could you imagine just having a big old Louisville slugger, nothing to do with it?
I know. That'd be depressing.
And you got guys like you and me. My nickname in high school is the Mean Inch. I was just bobbing along there. Oh, I'm sorry. Randy, he did eventually he met a friend early in life, and they kind of maintained their friendship all through elementary and middle school. His friend's name was Matthew Gilbert. I should have reached out to Matthew Gilbert, but I did not, because that seems like a fairly common name that would give me a fucking awful time trying to locate on the Facebook interwebs.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
Matthew Gilbert, okay.
Just messaging all these people. Do you know Randy Stair?
Hi, are you Randy's friend? The one that smells like hooker spit and pee and cat vinegar?
You know the dead one?
The dead one, yeah. Now their big hobby was they made movies. This is back when movies were recorded on mini DVs, and they would always make all kinds of silly, goofy videos. This is kind of along the infancy of Jackass. They would make some Jackass-themed videos.
This time I want to put my wiener in you.
I have an idea for a video. We can make your uncle come over. And you remember that one time he pretended like your stomach was a balloon and he used your butthole to blow it up? I'd really like to try that again. But I want to put my wiener in there instead.
I don't want to bring my Uncle Justin over. My Uncle Justin Rimmel, he's not coming over.
God damn it.
Now the formula, they make these silly videos. They would imitate movie. What are those fucking trashy boxes that people live at? Trailers. They make
trailers,
movie, make movie trailers and previews.
It's not the same type of trailer, but yeah.
I'm not very good at like Spanish stuff, so I'm kind of trying to work my way through this stuff.
Yeah.
But this formula grew stale for them, and they stopped making the videos together. Now, Randy, he decided to keep going and making the videos. He made the videos all the way up until the day he died, for the most part. In the ninth grade, they ended their friendship. Why'd they end their friendship, Rob?
Because old Maddie got a girlfriend.
Matthew Gilbert, you
sold him out, man.
Caused all of this.
Just rubbing her tits in his face.
Yeah.
He couldn't take it. Yeah, he I think from with the videos the video that I was watching, the one in particular said that he was like a kind of like I don't really know. He did his early YouTube career. He did a lot to try to fit in. Like I said at the beginning, he was, and I remember you brought it to my attention at the beginning, he was really into Fred at the time. His videos started out pretty much like Fred's videos.
Is Fred still a thing?
Fred's not, no, but the guy that played Fred, he's still around.
That was the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, so once Jackass started to get big, he decided to, I'm going to go that route now. He was a trend hopper, so you know what I mean? Anything that was popular, he would try to ride that wave because he would do whatever he could to try to gain that notoriety and popularity.
Kind of like how we were like, we're going to make a podcast, dude.
Hey!
Yeah, we're going to make a fucking podcast.
We need friends.
We're going to make it just like last podcast on the left so people can get mad at us and say we're copying off of them even though we don't listen to them anymore.
We don't get that a lot, though, which I'm good. I'm glad.
That's fine. Good podcast, though. Go check it out. They ended their friendship in the ninth grade, obviously, because Matt started titty fucking people. A couple years after graduating, something soured with Randy Macho Man Stairs. There's a lot of things that he didn't talk about in his videos a lot, the in-between, like the high school years. I couldn't really nail down how miserable he was in high school. I would have to assume that it was a pretty awful time for him. Mm-hmm. Usually people like this have a really hard time in high school.
Yeah.
And I don't condone picking on people, but if I went to school with this guy, there would be probably a day when I would corner him and try and shove my fist up his ass because he just seemed like the kind of guy that needed his fucking shit pushed in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Like I said, I don't condone bullying, but there's certain people that are just asking for it. When I worked in the prison system, I would bully people. But you would want to know that there are people like you and I in the prison system doing God's work, making fun of the child molesters' little penises and stuff.
Definitely.
I did that.
Yeah.
I did that stuff. Now, a couple years, like I said, we skip high school here because he didn't speak much about high school. But then after high school is when everything kind of went, like we've said before, dark. He dealt with a lot of depression. There was a lot of anger. And amongst all this, there was like a complete loss of self-identity. And we're going to get later. We're going to into that, touch on that later.
Yeah. That
he just completely lost touch of who he was, where he was going, and what he wanted to do, and where he wanted to be.
Yeah, I remember from when he was talking about, in one of the videos that I listened to, he was talking a little bit about high school and school in general before he went to college. He was talking about how he always, like, school wasn't really a problem for him until right around his junior year. And once that hit is kind of when he started doing real bad in school. He had to go through tutoring.
Started snorting marijuanas.
So that's kind of when, like, he first started to notice that, you know, he's not the same person. Things were getting, like, darker for him. He was going into his, you know, his depression was starting, and it was just a general turn. I think that's where his videos started to take his turn.
And he did start the cross dressing about his junior year of high school.
Yeah.
And he's gonna touch on that for us.
Okay.
We're gonna touch on him, and he's gonna touch on that, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
He blames a lot of his issues on a certain line of events that occurred. Okay, and I feel like this is a fucking cop-out.
Absolutely.
So he says there was a chain of events that started with his great-grandfather dying. Listen, Randy, if you're in heaven listening, definitely not.
God damn it.
That's what old people do. They get old and they pass away, especially great-grandfathers. Now, it's sad. That's the circle of life. Some people catch period blood with cups and they dump it in gardens. Some people die and they go to heaven. That's just the circle of life. I mean, there's not a lot more to it. And then, also, there was a kid in a grade below him that was his brother's friend that he didn't even know, that he hadn't talked to more than a handful of times, that died in a car accident.
Right.
And he didn't find out about the death until weeks, maybe even months after the fact. But something about that death...
He said it had a really big effect on him.
It just broke him. And I remember in school, there would be girls that would come to school and they would be crying. And I was a caring gentleman. And I would say, hey, what's wrong? And they would say, oh, my uncle's next door neighbor died. And I'm so sad.
What? You want to kiss?
Like, what? Who died? Who died? My uncle's next door neighbor. I'm like, oh. All right. Well, you scoot over. You're really close to me right now.
I'm trying to get the math.
I don't fucking care about your fucking problems. And if you're going to cry, can you not do it so fucking loud? And people like that would just use anything for attention.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And this kind of seems like what he's doing. He's looking for any way that he can make the world feel sorry for him, any way to rationalize the way that he was about to do people and the way he was about to fucking destroy the world of the people that he did kill. Now, the name of the kid that did die, his name was Tom. And like we said, that was his brother's friend. Then, in February of 2013, he totaled his car. And he cited all these things in his suicide manifestos.
Yeah, that's what I was watching. He said that he got sandwiched between two cars. And he was talking about him and his brother both having their cars totaled. And then he said something stupid like, I mean, it was like $6,200 in damages to our car. Like, okay, fucking $3,000 cars. That's what happens to pieces of shit.
You fucking dickhead. You should hate your parents for making you drive in such a shitty car.
I know, right?
And that's what insurance is for.
Yeah, that's why you don't drive fucking Ford Probes.
Now,
I don't know if that's what he had.
I had a Ford Probe in high school. That was my graduation gift.
I just like the name, Probe.
I do. Anal probe.
It's great.
And like Rob said, his brother had an accident 10 days later, fucked his car up. So as you can tell, he's on a downward spiral here. Life is unraveling around him. And at the end of the year, and this is, quote, his own words, at the end of the year, my IMAX graphic card fried and my hard drive failed simultaneously, costing $700 to repair.
Should have been watching all that hentai.
That's another thing I can't get into, Rob Dog. I can't do fucking anime, man. That is the fucking dumbest shit. I respect you for the people listening that like anime, but I cannot get into it. Just like I like football.
Guess it's better than fucking kids.
Yes, it's better. It's a lot better than that. And I like football, okay? And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there like, fuck football, man. That's for meatheads that don't have brains. Well, here I am. I talk into a microphone and people listen to me. So I'm not that much of a meathead, am I? You dick. Now back to his graphic card that fried. I can understand how, if my graphic card fried right now, I would definitely go shoot up a shopping market. Definitely. No doubt.
You heard it first here at the Bro High Podcast.
But, in 2008, we're going back a few years. In 2008, about his junior year of high school, this is when he said he started to experiment with cross-dressing, which is not a bad thing.
No.
Back in high school, I used to get a pair of my mom's underwear and I pull them up real high to where my nuts would hang out the sides, and it would just make
Mama Nick.
Yeah, it'd make a split right down the middle, and she'd say, what are you doing? And I would just be like, I'm over here muddying up your panties, if that's okay. And she'd say, get out of my panties. And I say, you come take these panties off me and you can have them back. You big nasty broad, come get them. She listened to the last episode too.
Yeah, she's going to listen to us and she's going to smack you.
I had dinner with her. I love you, Mom. Now, also, this is the same time when he decided in 2008 he wanted gender reassignment.
Yeah.
He wanted his dick cut off and the skin rolled up inside of him. And in the dark tunnels I go down in the middle of the night, I have watched a sex change on YouTube before.
Have you?
And I realized that I never want to have one.
I know he was talking about how he would go in and he would change whenever his mom wasn't there, and he would change into her clothes, and that it felt natural and it felt right to him, that that's who he felt like he should be, and he was like subliminally leaving hints for his parents to find out, and they never picked up on it. And
well, he said that he would
like he'd use a woman's razor.
Yeah.
And he would like spend like,
I'm your Venus.
He'd spend all this time in the shower shaving his entire body, and then finally he would just leave the razor out so the mom would see it.
I got that interview clip in here. It's good.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And he also said his dad would make him dress up like that right before he fucked him, too. That's just really sad.
He hated his dad. We'll get into that, too.
He said his dad had a little penis, though, so it wasn't that bad. He said it was almost enjoyable.
Let's get to the next part. This makes it even funner.
Yeah, he was down with the clown. No, he wasn't down with the clown. He said he was a brony.
He was a brony.
This is about the time that he became infatuated with My Little Ponies.
And this is your intro into bronyism.
This is a full fucking grown man. I'm watching videos of him, and he's got goddamn full grown My Little Ponies on his nightstand.
Yeah, man, it's a real thing.
Oh,
it was like its own little subculture there.
Get a fucking
I think it still
life,
is.
Man.
It still is, but it was huge for a
bronies.
while. Bronies, man.
Bronies sounds like something you like when you like sprinkle a little bit of shit on your dick and then you let your best friend suck it. That's what a brony sounds like. Hey man,
you gonna give me a brony?
You remember last week when I asked for that brony? I'm ready to cash in on that motherfucker right now. I got a little poop right here. I got my mom's panties on. How about you give old dad a brony?
Got my dick tucked.
Yeah.
I got a whole bunch of shit up on this dick.
Shaved off my pubes, got my dick taped underneath of my taint. Got a nice little dick vag going on.
And here's the clip of Randy Macho Man Stairs talking about his urge to be a woman.
But this is just when things started to change with me in 2013. It's when I started, I guess you could say cross-dressing, which is something you never knew I did.
Ooh.
He's talking to his parents.
Cross-dressing ever since high school. And that's something I've kept to myself my whole life. I never told anybody about this. And it's something that probably shocks you, but at the same time, it's like, well, yeah, you never had a girlfriend or anything like that, so I guess it's expected, but...
no, it's not.
The more I wore girl clothes, the more I felt like that was who I was. Like, I felt like I was a girl, and I found out that I was. I was never meant to be a guy. I was just a female soul trapped in a man's body my whole life. And I couldn't tell you guys that, because then that would lead to never-ending jokes, and, you know, you can't live your life like that. It's like, how do you live? And I wanted to get sex change operations and everything. I really honestly did. And I always felt like I was a girl. Pretty much, I was always girly, you know. I just did my best to hide it over the years, but I am. Can't even explain it. Look at the posters on my walls. It's full of pony stuff. My Little Pony. It's a girls' show. Yet they call the guys who watch it bronies, which I was one. It took me until 2014 to... it was 2015. 2015 I got into My Little Pony. But it's mainly intended for girls. And look at that, I got 2 pony posters on my wall, you know. Every year of my life since 2013, I just felt more and more feminine. Look at the bathroom. Look at where my stuff was. You'll see there's a girl's Venus razor there. There's the Skintimate stuff that girls use to shave their legs and arms with.
I'm your Venus!
Every 3 days since like 2016, I've been shaving my arms and legs and entire body every 3 days.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm doing in the shower for so damn long, I'm shaving my entire fucking body.
You know how long it takes to shave these nuts?
I wasn't jerking off in there. But nobody ever questioned that, which I don't know why. I hid it for the longest time. I kept the girl razor in my freaking desk over there. And I just got tired of hiding it. I'm like, well, they're gonna have to eventually know anyway, so I just started leaving it on the counter, but nobody questioned it, which I couldn't believe. That shocked me. Ever since 2016, I pissed sitting down. Just one thing kept leading to another and to another and to another.
More comfortable that way.
It really is.
And right now, look what I'm wearing.
It's a brawl. He pulls a brawl out.
You know, it's always been right under your nose, but I've kept it hidden away from you the entire time. I've had girls' t-shirts in my freaking dresser in my closet for like 2.5 years or so. Leggings, that's all been here. It's been in my closet, under my bed, in the top drawer of my dresser. Right under your nose, you never saw it.
Let's get a couple things straight here.
Yeah, please enlighten me. I don't fucking know.
I spend a lot of time in the shower and I shave a lot of things.
I'm not yanking my crank.
And I jerk off in the shower sometimes. I'm not transgender, so I'm just saying that, you know, I use a girl's razor and I left it out, and you should have known that doesn't necessarily mean anything. A lot of women's razors are a lot better than males' razors.
You know how many times I've got in the shower and I'm like, "Where's my fucking razor?" Now this light green Venus right here, real nice on my nutsack.
Yeah, exactly.
And my wife's like, "My razor's extra hairy." I'm like, "That's because I shaved my asshole with it."
Shave my peaches.
Yeah. Oh man, and like we said, this kind of goes along the 2013's. This moves right into that, like a spiraling descent into depression and darkness. Now, the about that same time in 2013, his content on YouTube changed it changed for the worse, as I should say. Rob's laughing hard over there. I don't know what he's fucking laughing
I know
at.
it's coming up as well.
Okay, yeah. But before his content changed, he used to, you know, he would go with the flow of other people, like Rob said. He would almost steal other people's content. He had an old channel called Pioneers Productions, and he had a little frog that he would talk to, and he would get in confrontations with this. This frog was devious as fuck. Like, he was an asshole. Yeah. And he would make videos about his confrontations with this little frog. There was videos he would make with a horse head, but then there was later videos where he would get in confrontations with a frog, but then there was like a 16-inch stuffed killer whale that would follow him around that would just sexually harass the fuck out of him. And now we're going to play a clip from his original channel. This one's called Amnesia Rape, I think is what it was called. So I'm going to set this up for you. Our main character here, Randy Macho Man Stair, he's getting weights out of the top of his closet. The weights fall and hit him in the head and knock him out. So then the frog ties him up and takes him into the living room because the frog is going to let the whale fuck him.
All right.
Okay. Have you heard it yet?
It makes total sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's going to let the whale fuck him. And we pick up the clip where the frog has him tied up, and Randy is realizing that he's tied up and he's about to get fucked by a whale. So the little squeaky voice you hear, that's the frog. The normal voice is Randy. And then the one that sounds like he's about to come in there and get some motherfucking sugar, that's the big killer whale that's going to fuck him.
That's Thud.
Yeah, here we go.
How in the pink Floyd shit did you tie me up?
Randy, I'm sorry, but this is for your own good. I've waited too long for a situation like this.
What are you talking about? What are you gonna do?
Something that I wish I could have witnessed a long time ago.
Oh, you know what I like, Froggy. Oh, look at you. All tied up and defenseless. I like it.
Hang on, wait! This could be the funniest moment in YouTube history. Let me grab the camera.
Oh, hurry! I can't wait much longer!
I'll just be a minute.
What? You're a talking whale?
Not just a talking whale. A frisky one! And a horny one! And a gay one!
Let me go! Let me go! No!
Alright, we're good to go.
I've waited 3 years for this moment. Alright, baby. What is it you like?
Not to be raped by a...
Stop right there! I know what you like. You like... Whale dick in the butthole!
Whale dick in the butthole.
Hey, thanks. You just made it easier for me.
Oh, fuck you!
Here I come. Literally.
No pun intended.
In 3, 2, 1.
So that whale blows nut.
This is good footage right here. Amazing footage. Come on, score! Score! Score!
So fucked up.
Oh my god. Froggy!
Yeah, I came.
That's enough out of you! You better give me that tape, Froggy.
And that's how I got fucked by a whale.
Oh my god. So literally in this video, he's getting his face pounded against the carpet because this big fucking whale is entering him from behind. You can look it up. It's called amnesia rape.
I don't know how this wasn't more popular.
Jesus Christ. Now, that's funny stuff. I mean, I laughed a little bit.
It's pretty funny.
Without knowing him and what he's done, if I watched that, I would laugh. There's no doubt in my mind I would laugh.
And gay.
Yeah. You can. This is a great example to put up next to what his videos turned into.
Mm-hmm.
And we also talked about he kind of had his entire life. He was just sad and just depressed, and he decided very early on that he was ultimately going to commit suicide. He had no intentions of staying on this earth. And as early as 2012, he had completely laid out the plans to end his life. He would have done it sooner, but he thought that he had a lot of stuff left to do. I think it went along the lines of YouTube, and because he was a YouTube partner, he was making a little bit of money at one point. But I think that's when it was later on after this channel. He had a lot of shit that he wanted to accomplish before he did die. He developed an unhealthy obsession with none other than Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold. And if you're not familiar with those two gentlemen, they're the ones that were
responsible for the Columbine Massacre.
Yeah, which I think would probably be a good episode someday.
Yeah.
A lot of people
It's overdone, but yeah.
Definitely overdone someday when we don't have any more listeners.
That's right around the corner.
Because we like light, funky, new stuff. We like to keep it fresh, man. Stuff people haven't heard about. And as far as I know,
like Eileen Wernos.
Yeah, Eileen Wernos. Now, he was very interested in a game that came out in 2005. It was called the Super Columbine Massacre RPG. Rob's nodding his head. He must know about this.
Yeah, I've heard about this before.
I, for one, know nothing about it because I was raised in a nice Christian home and didn't have to worry about things like this on my dial-up internet. As for Rob, he was raised in a fucking demon portal, so he knows about all this stuff.
I've never seen it in person, but I've seen like other YouTube gamers talk about it and show clips from it and stuff.
Yeah, there was a forum. Now, the game was shut down actually relatively fast.
pretty quick, yeah.
But there was a cult following that started a forum that went along with the game. And Randy Macho Man Stair, he joined the forum. He had 63 posts in the forum. He created the account December 16th of 2016, which was about 6 months or so before he partook in the murdering of the three individuals at the Weis market. Now, here is a clip of him proclaiming his, I shouldn't say, well, I guess, he's proclaiming his love for the Columbine shooters.
It blew my mind that two teenager high school kids could do what they did. And their names were Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold. Eric Harris was, I think, 18 and Dylan was 17. It happened on April 20th, 1999.
Listen to that.
They walked into their school with trench coats on. Eric had a sawn-off shotgun and a carbine rifle. Dylan had a semi-automatic pistol and a sawn-off double-barrel shotgun. And they walked into their school.
He's so into it.
Killed 12 or 13 students and a teacher, and then killed themselves. And they conspired to do this for a year. And I started to realize this, and I just got attracted to them. And they became my role models. They became my inspiration. And that's not good by society's standards. If you start showing affection and sympathy for fucking high school shooters, you're going to be fucking locked up. So I had to try my damnedest not to post about that on social media, but if you looked, I made a fucking natural selection shirt. That's the shirt Eric Harris wore when he killed people. I was so sucked into Columbine, I'm like, maybe I can do something like this. I can do a shooting, you know? But then I kept thinking, I was like, well, what can I shoot up? The only thing that came to my mind was my college campus, LCC. But I'm like, I wouldn't kill more than 2 people. It wouldn't be worth it. And plus, I'd be a 1-girl crew. I'd have to do it all by myself. There'd be no way I can pull that off and kill like more than 2 people. So I kind of put the thought aside and I just envisioned killing myself in my room here. As time went on, I'm like, holy fuck. I could shoot up my fucking supermarket, you know? And it dawned on me like that. I was like, whoa. Because with Night Shift, it's a freebie. It's a gimme. There's no customers there. No one can stop you. And it was like a dream come true scenario.
Now in comes our friend Ember.
Oh, yeah.
Now, when you hear the word Ember, you think of fire.
Yes.
And this is what helped him create his new YouTube persona, Andrew Blaze.
Original.
Yeah, when he created the new YouTube channel, it's called Ember's Ghost Squad.
Yeah.
EGS. Now, when he created this channel, it was geared toward the darker side he was discovering. A lot of shit going on behind the scenes as far as his infatuation with ghosts and death and the afterlife. He was obsessed with all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he was also... he was entrenched in the idea of suicide at this time. Like he had no doubt in his mind that he was going to end his life. And this was almost like a coping mechanism for him, making the videos of this, I don't know. He stole this character.
Yeah, from Danny Phantom.
Yes, there used to be a cartoon on Nickelodeon called Danny Phantom, which I never watched. I never even heard of it until I started researching here.
I mean, I heard of it, but I never watched it. And the way he talked about it was really weird. He talked about the first time he ever saw the character, that he was like pretty much completely obsessed with her, and he felt like a warmth, like whenever he saw her, and he felt like that was him, but in cartoon form.
Guy's a fucking dumbass.
Real fucking weird.
Now, the cartoon was about a kid that hits a portal between Earth and the Ghost Zone, causing him to become a hybrid. He goes on to save his town from various ghost attacks, and eventually, there's one episode where there's a character in the show named Ember. I think it's Ember McLean, I think was her name. I could be wrong. Now, she only appeared in one episode.
Yeah.
She was not a reoccurring character on this show. So he saw her in this one episode and he was sold out for Ember from that moment on.
Yeah, he had a raging hard on.
Yes.
Or a wet spot, however you want to.
And he plagiarized, he stole this character.
He did.
I'm thinking about that joke you just made a minute ago about a wet spot.
Okay, good. I'm glad you caught it.
Oh, God.
Oh, sometimes when you stick your hand down my pants and you get to rubbing around, it's just real moist and swishy down there. How you like me with the swishy britches? Is that what you like right there, the swishy britches?
And I want to say, in no way, shape, or form are we making fun of transgender or anybody from the LGBT community. It's specifically him.
Speak for yourself. No, we've said it before, to each their own. Do your own thing.
Yeah.
If you are a transgender and you have an awesome looking asshole and balls, send it to us on Snapchat at Brohio Podcast. Rob would love to take a look at it. One guy on fucking Snapchat this week, he was standing asshole naked in the shower, swinging his dick back and forth. Dude, I swear to God, I saw this one. You didn't get to see it.
Yeah, you saw it.
He was like making a hula hoop motion, and the head of his dick was hitting his butt cheeks when he'd go from side. The thing would swing around like a dead anaconda, and it would hit one butt cheek, and then he would whip it around the other side, and then it would hit the other butt cheek.
What up, monster cock, dude?
Yeah, I am completely sympathetic to you women out there that have to sit on these things. That guy had a fucking hysterectomy hanging from his waist.
He had a vagina destroyer.
And I think he might have been British too, and I've heard they have all little dicks in England.
Well, he has a big dick, but probably horrible teeth, so it's okay.
Oh, I'd really like to show you my huge dick, but I can't help it that my mouth smells like cat shit. I got cat shit breath, but I've got a huge wanker.
Good for you for having a huge fucking wanker, though, dude.
A lot of flesh. Could you imagine how dizzy he gets when he gets an erection?
I'm jealous,
All
man.
that blood rushing to his waist like that.
His heart just palpitates.
I think I had a fucking heart attack. Now, we do have a clip here about Randy Macho Man Stair speaking about the voices in his head. He would steal this character, Ember. He would make his own YouTube channel called Ember's Ghost Squad.
Yeah.
Where she would go on missions with a character called Andrew Blaze, who he portrayed. But also, part of this transgender transformation for him, he not only identified as a woman, he didn't think he was a woman. He identified as Ember from Danny's Ghost Squad, or Danny Phantom.
Which is weird because he, in the animated shorts that he would do, he was his own character.
Yes.
But not her.
But he full on believed he was Ember. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, here's the clip about him starting to hear the voices. He eventually created a character called Mackenzie that was a sidekick of Ember, and you might hear about her in this clip.
It's like there's EGS recruits telling me to do it in my head. Do it. Do it. It's not schizophrenia or anything like that. But it's like there's spirits telling me in my head, do it. Like if you look on the poster behind me, those were inspired by Ember McLean, which is a ghost from a TV show called Danny Phantom, which started back in 2003, 2004. You know, I was in late elementary school at that time. But this ghost, this woman always connected with me. Ever since I first saw her, something changed. It was like a spark. And it just connected with me. It made me feel warm inside. And it felt very familiar, which was strange. It was like I'd seen her before.
So notice he said that it was the people from EGS that were telling him all these crazy things. So
fucking cartoon characters.
Imaginary cartoon characters that he created. So really he's telling himself these things and just blaming it on cartoon characters.
And the story behind Ember was she was an unpopular high school age girl who had large dreams of becoming a rock star. One day, a boy asked her out to the movies. She waited all night for him to show up, saying he's just running late. When morning came and he still didn't show up, Ember gave up on waiting and went home. She was so exhausted that she fell asleep and didn't wake up when her house mysteriously caught on fire. She died in the flames, thus the name Ember.
That's so cheesy.
That's the story behind her.
I feel like that's like every 90s sitcom where waiting up for a date, like, oh, he's just late, and they never show up.
He even, at one point, discussed that he wanted to light himself on fire.
Yes, I watched that.
Every time he cited the way he wanted to commit suicide, it was either blow my fucking brains out with a shotgun or God bless you.
Thank you. He said he wanted to pour gasoline all over himself and light it on fire.
You know what, Randy? If you're listening, you should have just fucking lit yourself on fire and did the whole world a goddamn favor.
He's like, yeah, but I don't think you die. I just think you burn yourself really bad for the rest of your life.
No, if you did it right, you'd fucking die, dumbass. Fucking idiot. Now, he also did an experiment where he took a bed sheet and drew a giant picture of Ember on it. And he said he did this so Ember could hover over him all night long. That was his goal by creating the Ember bed sheet.
God, he's so weird.
He's very weird. Now, to make himself, like we said before, to make himself closer to Ember, he created Ember's Ghost Squad on YouTube.
Yeah.
He also made burner accounts for all the various characters that were involved in Ember's Ghost Squad.
Right. So he would go ahead and he would make each character their own individual accounts. So he
Twitters.
He'd create different. He would use their personalities and interact with each other.
But it was him.
The entire time.
He would talk to Mackenzie as Ember, and then he would talk back to Ember as Mackenzie. Yeah. Now,
I have better shit to do.
I have a lot better shit to do. My wife is going to be really upset when she sees what I've not done while she's been gone. I know that. But if I told her, like, I made a fucking cartoon on YouTube, she'd be like, find a new fucking wife. How about that?
I made 5 accounts and I talked to myself all week.
This one's really cool. It's this one's named Mackenzie, and she talks to Ember. And sorry, my retainer's starting to fall out for a second. Sometimes when their mom and dad fall asleep, they finger each other in their bedroom. They get under the sheets with each other and they finger each other.
They just like to experiment.
And like we said, there was another a character he created for this show, the Ember's Ghost Squad, called Mackenzie West. This was Ember's sidekick, as I guess is what we'll call her. But he fell intimately in love with Mackenzie. Like Mackenzie, he speaks about this being his absolute dream girl. And this is the one that he had full intentions of joining in the afterlife. Because this motherfucker believed...
Yeah, here we go.
Help me, Jesus, that by the grace of God himself, he would die on this physical earth and he would join Ember's Ghost Squad in the heavens. That's what he believed. That these were 10-foot ghost women that lived in fucking outer space ghost world.
Gonna get him some of that ghost pussy.
I'm gonna give me some of that cold pussy. Not that warm pussy like you got here on Earth. I'm gonna give me some of that motherfucking cold pussy.
Knock the cobwebs off.
I'm gonna knock some bats up out that motherfucker real quick. You ever had your pussy hit so hard bats come out of it? Because that's what I'm about to do to you. With his big old dick. Big old bat dick.
Big old dick.
Big old Batman and Robin dick. I ain't got no dick. I'm a transgender. I'm a dick cut off. That's what I wanted.
Doesn't sound like him at all, does it?
No.
It's all right.
Oh my God.
Now, he wanted to be Ember, but he was romantically involved with Mackenzie. Here's the clip of him speaking intimately about Mackenzie.
Mackenzie was another reason why I did this, and you can call me crazy all you want.
Crazy!
Spiritually, she's my soulmate. She's my girl. That's who I'm going to spend eternity with, and it's who I've...
Keep in mind, he created her.
Before I was sent here. And I rediscovered her last year, and then she started talking to me in my head ever since. And she was always there for me throughout my life when I didn't even realize it.
Oh, because she's not fucking real. That's why she wasn't there, asshole.
In the journal, I talk about her in these tapes I made before doing this, and you know, she's my girl. She's my dream girl. It's who I'm gonna be with. And ultimately, it's what was the final nail in the coffin of ending my life.
Old stinky puss Mackenzie.
And she's everything I could ever ask for in a girl.
Got that funky
Mackenzie's my girl.
Not anymore.
And as much as you might find it hard to believe, in this poster, I'm the one wrapping my arms around her.
What a hopeless fucking romantic.
Oh, that was beautiful. Because if you look at the video, if you watch the videos, this girl has, I'm going to call him a guy, Randy Macho Man Stair.
Yeah.
He's got posters all over his wall of this Ember's Ghost Squad shit. He's got these Amber posters and Mackenzie, and he thinks, that's him.
He's something else.
No other way to say it.
That's all I got. Let's talk about his dad a little bit.
And it goes without saying he had some daddy issues.
No way.
But this goes along the same lines as the fact where I say he's just going with the mainstream because he's taught that he has to feel a certain way in order to for what he feels to be okay. So when he made these suicide manifestos, never had he had a problem with his father before this.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, he fucking hates his dad because his dad did dad shit. His dad said, get a fucking job. You're 24. Get the fuck out of my house so I can fuck your mom so hard that she screams and the goddamn curtains blow up the fucking wall. I'm tired of you downstairs making fucking frog videos on your YouTube. I'm ready to fuck your mom's face again. Okay? And by you being up in here, you're cramping my style. All I want to do is munch on your mom's hairy pussy and make some fucking make some really nasty videos with her.
You know how that whale fucked you? That's how I want to fuck your
That's
mom.
how I'm gonna freeze that whale. I'm gonna fuck you with it.
I'm gonna whale fuck your mom tonight.
Well, we'll be fucked. So this next clip is him speaking candidly in his suicide manifesto. He's speaking to his parents.
Yeah.
But then he starts to speak about his father.
Whew.
Intimately speaking about his father.
It gets spicy.
He fucking loved his dad, okay?
Unconditionally.
Fucking loved him so much.
I'm your fucking kid, and you don't know anything about me. You don't know how I truly feel about anything, and I can't tell you that stuff.
father.
And then all he fucking seemed to care about was, like, me getting a full-time job and making money and then trying to move out of the fucking house and start my own life and all this shit, which I knew I was never going to do.
Okay.
It's all about money, isn't it? And guess what? Money's fucking worthless.
Not true. Definitely not true.
Drop dead.
Drop dead. So
That's why it was
angsty.
such a big fucking deal, because I was still part-time at the store. I was still making money, you fucking whore. I was making fucking money. I wasn't just sitting around doing nothing. I was virtually full-time at the fucking store as a part-time fucking worker, you goddamn cunt. You're lucky I didn't fucking blow your goddamn head off. Very easily could have. Could have walked right into your room when you're about to fall asleep and blow your goddamn head off and then went to the fucking store. Very easily could have done that. But I didn't. Because I wanted you to fucking suffer. And suffer hard. When's the last time you ever said you were proud of me? When's the last time you ever said, I love you? When's the last time you ever did anything for me? Never. Never.
Boo fucking who?
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
What do you want your dad to do? Bend you over and spread your butt cheeks and just
Lick your asshole?
Lick your just like oh, thanks, Dad. Thanks so much. You know what my dad does?
His dad's trying to get him ready for the real fucking world.
Yeah, get a job.
It's like, dude, you're out of you're I think at this point,
he's 24.
He would graduated college.
Yes.
Get the fuck out of his house.
Go.
Yeah, if he wants you to get a job and move out and make money, money's not the only important thing, but when you need money to be,
go to the bar and roofie someone, Be real. Fly the coop.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said before, it's just him getting mad at nothing. He thinks he has to have daddy issues.
There has to be a scapegoat. It's not, it's not him. He's going to point it at everybody.
And his
else.
dad was a manager, one of the main managers at the Weis markets. It essentially got him the job. I'm fucking part-time working full-time fucking hours. How unfortunate for you. So what you should have done.
Nobody likes working.
Is tied about 16 tube socks together. Put one in around your neck. And then one in around your dick. And just fucking hung yourself. That way, when you hung yourself, your dick popped off and hit you in the mouth after you're dead. It's a double whammy. But he's dead now.
Yeah.
I just get so fucking enraged talking about this guy because he's whatever. Now, he was very upset because he was producing less content. Essentially, he was making a big deal about the fact that he couldn't make his cartoons anymore. He had to spend all this time at the supermarket because someone like him, he works all night and he's a useless fuck, so he probably just sleeps all day and then wakes up and goes back to work. And he doesn't have, I ain't got no time for my cartoons. He didn't have time to make YouTube videos. Ember's Ghost Squad. And all of these things started to play out in his mind. It felt like the walls were fucking caving in. Now, he did have his perfect girlfriend to confide in, though, Mackenzie, his dream girl.
Yeah, if only she was real.
If only she were real. And now he also thought his name was Rachel. He spoke about that a lot. He actually, amongst his gender identity crisis, I should call it. I do not know the technical proper terms for these things.
Right.
And by no means am I trying to be offensive
Transition,
to
maybe?
anyone that wishes to do whatever with their life. if you can dunk a fucking basketball, but you are, a woman that has transitioned into a man, I still will think it's fucking awesome that you can dunk a basketball. That's like, if you're a cool person, that's how me and Rob respect you. It doesn't matter.
For real.
Fucking man up, okay? Now, or woman up, whatever.
Woman up.
Woman up. He had, like we said, he had a soulmate to confide in. But then he just ran with this stuff and completely went off the fucking deep end, okay? He decided, ultimately, that he was going to kill himself, like we said, and he was going to take people with him. But then he said, but wait! I may not kill these people, because you people talk about fate.
Fate, yeah.
And he talked about fate a lot in a lot of his, a lot of the manifesto. He constantly spoke about fate. Now, part of his fate experiment is he put the lives of these other people he worked with in the hands of a coin flip. He did a 3 out of 5 coin flip.
Best 3 out of 5. Can you imagine just having your life left in the jeopardy of a fucking quarter?
A fucking brony and a coin. Yeah.
Right.
He said, heads, I'll kill myself in my bedroom. Unfortunately, tails won the tosses, and tails was to take his coworkers with him at the market. And here is a clip of this completely unstable fuck talking about the coin flip and how it would ultimately decide the fate of all these people that he worked with.
So here's the deal. Got a 1983 quarter right here.
I love how specific he is with the
believe
date.
in fate? Here's the fate test. I'm going to flip this 3 times, or the best out of 3, rather. And if it's heads, I'll do it here. If it's tails, supermarket.
I'll tell you where you should have done it. Was in the fucking trash can in front of your house. So your parents could just wheel your lifeless carcass out to the fucking road and just, they put you in a trash can with the dildos that hit my windshield the other day.
I wouldn't have had any problem at all with that.
And now when he went to go commit the murders, he did a mass media dump of all of these suicide manifestos, hundreds of hours of video clips.
Yeah, it's a lot. The one that I watched 3 different videos today. One was kind of a overall synopsis of the whole thing, and then 2 others were some of the manifesto videos that he did, which was just him and a camera in his room. And each one of those were, I think, like about an hour and 30 minutes apiece.
Yeah.
And those were just the ones to his parents. Like, those weren't like hardly any of it.
Right. And there was a main video called the Westboro High Massacre, I think is what he called it. It might have been something different. But it was an animation that he made alongside Ember.
Yeah, yeah.
And where it was Ember and Andrew Blaze, and they're going through this high school, and it's much like Columbine. It was fashioned after that.
This was supposed to be his big reveal video. This was supposed to be the video of all videos for him.
It was.
He talked about how he invested so much money into it, and he was like, I put $300 of my own money into this.
Millions. But then at the beginning of the video, there's like 7 pages where he talks about how no one would fucking help him because he couldn't do his animation stuff by himself. And he says, to all the people who screwed me over on this video and left me hanging, fuck you. To all the animators who agreed to help and shoved me aside as if I didn't even matter.
Fuck you!
Fuck you. To all of you worthless people involved with this video in general who made me feel like I didn't even matter.
Fuck you!
To everyone who agreed to help in general and made me feel like I didn't even matter.
Fuck you!
To the fans who will appreciate what I managed to get done with this in 5 months completely on my own.
Thank you!
Thank you. There are going to be some missing shots left unfinished in this video with animatics in place of the black holes due to 0 of the 10 plus animators whom I reached out to, even lifting a finger to help out. Now there's 6 or 7 more pages here. I'm not going to bore you with all of it.
It's funny because you can see portions of the video are actually, the animation's done pretty well. the voiceover work is done pretty well, and then towards the middle, it goes to like really shitty animated flash
We ran out
footage.
of money. We had a lot of money, and then we ran out of all of it. So.
It went from good to shit.
By the end, it was just pieces of clay moving around. It looked like Celebrity Deathmatch.
It was just post-it note drawings.
Oh God!
It was flip books.
Then, and then on June 7th, Randy went into his shift around 11 p.m. at Weis Markets. Randy had an entire masterminded plan of his the carnage he was going to open that evening inside the market. Now, my next clip, there's no other way to say it, man. It's fucking sick. He talks about all of his plans, how he was going to block the doors in the market, what time everyone was going on break. This video right here is fairly lengthy. It's around 5 to 7 minutes. But ultimately in this video, he details his entire plan of what he was going to do that night.
Why should we tell you when you can hear it from the asshole's mouth?
There's nothing better than an asshole mouth.
Yeah.
Or an asshole on your mouth. Or a mouth on your asshole.
There you go.
I think that's what I like is a mouth.
Every way you could take it is perfect.
If you're a listener of the Brohio Podcast Show and you like mouths on your asshole, let us know. Gmail, brohiopodcast@gmail.com. Let us know on Instagram @Brohio Podcast. Send us a Facebook message, The Brohio Podcast. And hear from the mouth of the asshole himself his plan for complete annihilation.
Now, in terms of how this is going to go down, let me tell you, thought of some new things, and some of them are actually really, really clever. Here's the plan. Wednesday, June 7th, 2017, 1 o'clock, we go off for break. That's how it always goes every night. It's always 1 o'clock, or like 1:03, 1:05, ballpark area. So here's what's going to happen. Brian's going to come up to me and say, break. He goes outside. That's how it always goes. I follow him not long after, usually a minute or two, because I always grab snacks to buy, to gnaw on and stuff. Here's what's going to happen. When he goes out, I'm going to block the emergency exits. I'm going to get pallets. I'm going to put them in front of the doors. In the back room, there are at least 4 or 5 emergency exits. There's one all the way at the other end of the facility in the back room by the back manager's office. That one I'm actually going to block when he goes to lock the store up at 11 o'clock. So that one will just be taken care of instantly. He's not going to go down there looking for other stuff, because I'll have all the stuff we're going to need for the stock and shit already down here. So there'll be no reason he'll ever need to go down that side of the facility. So that'll be taken care of. And about, I'd say like 60 feet beyond that, there's an emergency exit here. And about 20 feet down, there's another one here. This one over here is the easiest to block, besides the one all the way down. You just put a pallet there, and it's completely blocked. You're not going to get out. Same thing goes pretty much for the one next to it. They're just single-layered doors. They're not double doors. It's just one door. And then you got the receiving door. So you got all these doors, boom, 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 to block with pallets. And it's totally doable. It takes 2.5 minutes, if that. So those are the big 3 on this half. Once you get towards like the center of the store in the back room, there's the produce section, which is the last set of double doors. And that's the last set of doors to get outside from the back room. So that's one that's kind of up for debate. I don't know if I'm going to be able to block those or not. If not, no big deal. Because besides that, straight down the hallway is the meat department, and it's a dead end. You can't go anywhere else. So the last set of double doors were the ones I was picturing from the beginning, which is next to the bakery section. There's a pair of double doors that's an emergency exit, and all these exits, they're all alarmed exits, okay? So I'm thinking, like, how in the fuck can I block this exit? There's, like, no way in hell. There's nothing I can do. You can't put a pallet there, like, by the time he comes back in, I'll be like, what the hell is a pallet doing here? Because he has to come back in before... Alright, see, what did I tell you? The camera stopped. Big surprise. As I was saying, Brian is going to be coming in before me. He'll be going back inside first. So I can't put pallets in front of these doors because he'll be like, why the hell are there pallets out here in front of these doors? That makes no sense. So that option was just completely out of the question. I couldn't do that. So I'm thinking, how the fuck am I going to block these doors? I'm not going to be able to. I'm just going to have to pop the two of them and then just hope to goddess I can get over to him before he runs out that exit. And I'm out on my break the other night. Not last night, but the night before. I'm just sitting in my car, and I just happened to look over at the doors, and then I just got this idea that just hit me like a fucking train. I could put my car up into those doors. It's on the sidewalk, and there's pillars next to it. But you have enough space to fit your car up there. You could fit it like this, or you can T-bone the doors. And I was like, holy shit, that is the greatest idea I've ever had. And the way I see it is driving up and T-boning it would be the best option because, like, no matter what, as long as you have, like, this much space between your car and the doors, you won't be able to open those doors and get out. It won't budge. So we'll see. It should be wide enough. If not, I could still fit it like this, but obviously, like, the mirror, like, protrudes out, and I'd be afraid, like, I wouldn't be able to fit it properly, but I just want to be careful because I feel like if I hit the doors with just that little bit of force, you can trip the alarm because these are all alarmed exits. So that was crucial. That idea just changed everything. So here's what's going to happen. Brian will go back inside. I'll go back inside as I normally would and then just see where everybody's at. I know he'll be down in aisles 1 through 7, anywhere in that area. Victoria and Kristen, it's completely like it's a wild card guess of where they're going to be. And what I've come to realize is when we go out on break and come back in, they're on break too. So somewhere in the area of 1 o'clock through like 1:15, they take a break. This was the crushing blow of it all because I envisioned just coming back in and then just going off and killing everybody, but can't do that because they'll be in the back room somewhere, and obviously I want this to be on the surveillance camera so you can see it. And what's going to have to happen is I'll just go back to where I was working and give it like 10 minutes or so, go back down that end, see where they're at, go back outside, gear up, drive the car up to the doors. You know, I'm already geared up and everything. Waltz in, lock the door, set the alarm, and then lock the big pair of double doors in the vestibule that leads you into the store. So the way it's set up is like any old supermarket is. You got the entrance, which has the 2 doors. One comes in, one goes out on both sides. But obviously to get into the building, there's this big wide pair of double doors. They open and close automatically and whatever, but you can turn those off and you can lock it up. So I'll do that, I'll lock it. That's just going to have to do it. There's nothing else I can do with that. Doors are so wide, you know, you can't block them. And then just find Victoria and Kristen, pow. And the rest is up to fate.
Now, shortly after closing the store that evening, and that was kind of his duties. After they closed for the evening, he would clean up and help stock the shelves for the next day. Because a fucking idiot like that, you can't have him as the face of the franchise. You got to hide him in the middle of the night so people don't see him or have to have any type of social interaction with him.
Yeah.
Well, if I were a supermarket manager, I would definitely make him work in the middle of the night. But shortly after closing the store, Randy went to the back of the store and blocked one of the main emergency exits. And the various methods he used, he would park pallets in front of certain doors. And like he cited in his video, one exit, he parked his car in front of the video. He actually T-boned the door. After he blocked that emergency exit, he went back to stocking and cleaning the store. At approximately 12:10 a.m., this is when he sent out his mass media dump. Now, this contained most of the clips you've heard in this episode. There was actually a journal contained in all that. You can download the journal. It's around 250 pages. Don't waste your life. There were the suicide tapes, and there was the digital set. All of these are readily available by Google search. I didn't wish to read and watch all of it. I did my best, but yeah, I was just fucking sick of this guy. Now, he went to the back. after this and blocked the rest of the exits and locked the automatic doors at the front of the store. And then he talked about that in the video as well. After he locked the door up front, he made his rounds, killing the employees on duty that night. He used the shotguns that he spoke so passionately about, that he spoke passionately about in his videos.
I do want to mention one thing about him. There's a lot of video footage of him taking his shotgun shooting. This guy is the worst fucking shot I've ever seen in my life. He sits here for 5 minutes. He has like milk jugs and like cans and shit out. He sits here for 5 minutes pumping loads of ammunition into the shotgun shooting and hits like 4 targets in 5 minutes. I think they said he ended up emptying he ended up shooting like 60 rounds with a shotgun in the supermarket and hit 3 people.
Yeah. And I saw the range footage as well, where he's standing nearly arm's length in front of water bottles and can't. I'm not talking water bottles, jugs of water,
15 feet at most,
and can't hit these fucking jugs of water with a shotgun.
He's holding it like hip technique.
Yeah,
he's holding it really down low instead of like supporting it with your shoulder. Yeah, he's hip firing.
Oh my god!
Jesus.
Now, like we said, after he locked the doors, he made the rounds using the shotgun to commit murder. There was one coworker. Her name was Kristen Newell, and I wrote Kristen on Facebook. She did not return my message, which I made it completely clear that something like this was probably very traumatic to talk about. But if it was something she would like to do, we would welcome her interview. She was in the store that evening. She was wearing headphones, and she didn't realize what was going on, and she didn't hear the gunshots.
Oh, it's terrifying.
At one point, Randy walked up behind her for about five seconds, and they're out there somewhere, not available to the public. There's closed circuit television of the shooting going on, and he stalks her for about five seconds there, and for whatever type of divine intervention, he diverts his path and doesn't decide to kill Kristen. When he leaves Kristen, he starts walking around the store and shooting glass things, shooting random things in the store. And I know it was his intention to blow the fucking store up by shooting a propane tank, and that didn't work out. He didn't have the keys to the propane tank. He talked about that in the video. And the employees that were affected were Terry Sterling, who was 63 years old, Victoria Brong, 26, and Brian Hayes, 47.
It's so sad because, I mean, he's pretty much for no reason ending the lives of people with family, with kids, with people that love them for no reason whatsoever besides he's a miserable fucking person.
Not only miserable, but he had a lot of underlying mental health issues that were unaddressed.
Absolutely.
After he left Kristen, like we said, he walked around and he was shooting glass things. She eventually heard what was going on, all the gunshots, and she made a beeline. I read in some reports that she made it out of the store. I read some reports that she made it to an employee break room type area, like an employee room. But she was able to have think on her feet well enough that she called the state police and made them aware of the situation. After she made the call, though, Randy then moved to the deli aisle, behind the deli counter, I think, and pulled the trigger on himself, ultimately and thankfully blowing his fucking brains out.
Happy fucking ending.
Brains on the ceiling.
Which was his plan the entire time. He knew what he was going to do. He, in his manifesto, a couple times said that he knew that he wasn't meant to live longer than 20-something years. So...
And the store did, I think it took a couple months, but the store did eventually open back up. They completely changed the layout of the store. There were some people in the community there that were up in arms that said the store should change their location altogether. But
was his dad still there, I wonder?
I didn't read about that. There was a slight, quick snippet about his father even being a manager there. But imagine having to live with the fact that your stupid fucking kid did this. But then again, I can understand how a father wouldn't want to be very hands-on with a kid like this.
Yeah. I would still feel a tremendous amount of responsibility for his actions. Me personally, even though obviously it was something a lot more. He was mentally disturbed.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, there's only so much you can do with that as a parent. There's some type of professional help that needs to be done.
There was definitely some intervention there.
Yes.
And I am this was not a very well-known case. I knew nothing about this case when I first heard about it. So it makes me happy to know that the legacy of him is what we're portraying right now. That he, just a rancid piece of shit. He had a poorly executed plan that, I don't know what mark he was trying to leave on the world. He didn't leave a mark. He just hurt the families. No one was hurt by his death. But the people that have to deal with the family, the people that died in the store that night, their families hurt. But there's absolutely no one in this world that is worse off because of him dying.
Yes. That's a good way to put it.
And I'm happy that is his legacy, that he's not missed. And I'm sure his mother and father, you could probably, they would say, yeah, it hurts that our son did this, but he needed to die. I mean, I hate to speak for them, but I would have to say that that's ultimately how they feel.
Yeah.
Now, like we said before, this was a Patreon-sponsored episode, and we're going to bring in Sarah for an interview. This was her episode. She was very adamant that we cover this. I'm glad we did cover this. This is the kind of true crime that we like. We don't like a lot of true crime, but this stuff right here.
There's a lot of ins and outs to this one, so it's kind of
some good old shit.
There's some goofy shit going on.
Let's see if we can get Sarah
all right
on the horn, and I don't mean that in a devious way.
Hi-oh.
And it's an act of God, we actually got to our Patreon sponsor. We're here with Sarah. Sarah, how are you doing?
Doing great, thanks. How you guys doing?
We are naked.
So we're doing great.
We are in my basement, as always.
His dog was eating cat turds a little bit ago, so we're doing a little better now.
We're like my wife and kids are going on vacation, so the dogs, they cannot be upstairs by themselves, so they get separation anxiety with me downstairs. So I brought the one down here, and I looked over, and he's just like getting zag nuts out of the cat box, like it's his job.
Oh no!
Yeah,
No.
And then he tried to lick me, and I was like, don't lick me, buddy.
That's what I said. I said, oh no.
There was not the clumping kitty litter, is it?
Yeah, it is actually. So he's gonna have a god awful night tonight, but.
Oh God!
That's what he gets.
He's gonna be dog shitting cat shit.
Yeah. All right, Sarah. Oh my God, I just dropped my fucking phone.
Oh no.
Anyways, what possessed you to make us cover this case?
How dare you? No.
Well, I've been really fascinated by it ever since I heard just like I said, kind of minimal coverage about it.
Yes, there is.
Other podcasts, like 2 other podcasts to be exact, and I've searched every podcast platform there is known to man, basically.
Right,
that's all we found.
2 have covered it,
yeah.
So it was fascinating to me, and they both kind of covered different angles of it, but not really anything substantial, because I like to know everything, like from start to finish, like so.
This case
I even
would
started
be
researching it on my own.
Yeah, this one would be. I mean, this could have taken hours, honestly, to cover. From start to finish, we tried to weed it down to a Brohio level, but there was so much more content we could have covered, because his manifestos, he left hours upon hours of shit, and it was nearly impossible to go through all of it without while still trying to maintain my my life, I guess. But
right, your sanity as
yeah.
well. Yeah.
Yeah,
I definitely know that. Like, and he even wrote like a journal, and like he left that for the whole internet to see, and like that's like hundreds of pages. I mean, this kid could have done great things with his life. Honestly, he could have been a novelist, for crying out loud.
He could have been. He could have been something besides the cum stain that he was.
Yes, agreed.
He did talk about having interests in like writing and stuff. So I mean, he could have ran with that, but nope.
Yeah. I mean, instead he just focused on his animation and his, crappy graphics and what people didn't do for him. And
you be fucking nice.
I'm sorry.
Sarah, do
No,
you?
it's great. It's wonderful graphics.
Yeah.
and,
Who doesn't love ghost pussy?
Oh God.
What's that?
Nothing.
Rob said, "Who doesn't love ghost pussy?"
Oh God,
Right.
Ember's Ghost Squad nonsense. Maybe it's just me. I'm a little old for it. I don't know, but I've never heard of it. Or the Danny Phantom crap.
No,
Never
that's-
heard of it.
we had- I mean,
no
we're-
idea what makes it so obsessive.
We're 30. I mean, I'm 30, and Rob's a lot older. He's 31, but we've never heard of it before.
I'm 34, so I'll be 34 in November.
I've heard of it, but I've heard of it, but I never watched it. It wasn't, I know it's a Nickelodeon show, but it's a little bit after my time.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally after my time.
Sarah's like us. She was raised on Hey Dude and Wild and Crazy
Yes,
Kids.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wild and Crazy Kids.
It's the only way to be raised.
Man.
Salute your shorts, all the nostalgic stuff.
So I reached out. I hope to have 2 interviews for this episode. I reached out to Kristen Newell. She was the one that wasn't shot in the supermarket. She's
the one that got away.
She's on Facebook, but she didn't return my message. But I did make it clear to her that I could imagine how traumatic of an experience this all was for her. So she was more than welcome to decline our invitation. But we got the best interview of all, Rob. We got Sarah.
We did.
We got Sarah.
Oh, you guys are too kind.
Was there anything about this case that, there's kind of, whenever we research stuff, there's kind of like certain parts of the story that I was drawn to more than others. This one kind of had me drawn in all the way around. Was there anything you were especially interested in about this case?
I was definitely interested in, hearing definitely more about his family for some reason. I mean, 'cause I know he talks a lot about his father and how much he hates him and his video diaries and whatnot.
Yeah, we played that.
Yep.
Right, but I was just kind of interested to see the aftermath of that whole thing. But I mean, understandably so, that's kind of limited information.
Yeah, they've
um,
completely kept to themselves over this. There hasn't been a whole lot at all.
Well, who wouldn't,
Yeah.
But then also there was this friend of his that he worked with, and like I said, another podcast had covered it and covered this part pretty extensively, but it was still pretty interesting and captivating to me. Was his friend Skater. I don't know if you guys looked into that at all or saw anything about it.
I did read about him a little bit.
Yeah. That was a very interesting situation there. I mean, kind of a fame whore type, he just wanted to make, kind of almost capitalize off this whole event, but was friends with them friends with her, at the same time, and wanted to honor her friend. So people really trashed Skater online, and I wasn't certain how I felt about that, really, so that was always kind of interesting to me.
Yeah.
Also,
there was like you said, I tried to look into that, and there's so much of this story that isn't written down. It's only visual content, and it's a lot faster for Rob and I to go through research when we can read it, opposed to whenever there's a video, you can't skip past anything, because the second you skip past something, then you miss it. Whereas reading, you can kind of skim through a lot faster. And there's just not a lot written down about this case, which was really fascinating to me. We did the best we could with the time we had.
Yeah, and I'm sure you guys did a fabulous job. I can't wait to listen to it.
Well, we made. I'm gonna be honest.
It's wild. It's wild.
I'm gonna be honest with you. We did make fun of him him a little bit.
We didn't use proper pronouns throughout the entire thing, so we used him.
At one point, Rob was concerned. He was confused whether he would have a boner or a wet spot. So you do have to.
I'm pretty sure he was pre-op, so it would have been a boner, but still.
I think you could have both, right? I mean,
technically, yeah.
Following the other.
I mean, I know we're just talking to you via audio right now, but if you want to fire up the video, I can show you what both of them look like at the same time, girl. You know what I'm saying?
So with this case being only covered by a couple different podcasts, what was it that was it one of those that drew your attention to it initially, or did you know about this some other way?
I had not heard of it before at all, and I'd only heard of it by the one other podcast that shall not be named that I think I mentioned to you guys initially.
Sword and Scale, you can say it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah.
I kind of figured it was Sword and Scale. So.
Right. Yeah. Well, and this was when I actually enjoyed that podcast.
He's a real life scumbag. We're just fake scumbags.
Yeah.
Right.
Got him.
I had to listen to it a couple of times though, because he did a couple of different episodes on it. He did one on just like the whole Weis supermarket shooting, the Eaton Township Massacre, and then there was another follow up where he just did something about Skater, which was interesting.
Okay.
Where basically kind of ripped Skater apart, sort of. So, I mean, I didn't really know how I felt about that. Like I said, I mean, this person lost their friend, So that really drew me in, like the whole thing, It was, I thought he did a good job covering it. I just didn't think that it was organized very well, I guess you could say. So that's why it kind of left me wanting more. So
we probably didn't do much better. We tried our best, but
at least you guys are funny.
we tried.
Maybe to you, our wives fucking hate us.
I love you guys. At least you guys are funny.
Thank you.
You have me in stitches all the time. So
thank you so much. Now, you live in California. If we can talk about that, if that's okay. We're not going to say your last name, but
of course, yeah. No, I live in California.
What part of California?
I live in Southern California. I live in a place called Simi Valley.
You say Seaman Valley?
No, Simi Valley.
Simi Valley.
You're not about to catch on fire, are you?
No, not at the moment.
Okay.
No. I'm actually I'm kind of like in between the fire zones right now. There's fire zone in San Diego, which is south of me, and then there's fires up in Northern California, which is obviously much further north of me. I'm about 30 minutes outside of Los Angeles.
Okay.
Actually, if you guys ever noticed in the O.J. Simpson coverage, all the cops talk about how they live in Simi Valley.
Yeah.
This is where all the retired LAPD live, is where I live. So.
Nice, okay.
Lots of cops out here.
Lots of cocks.
Lots of cops. But yeah,
they're everywhere.
It's great. I was born and raised out here. I'm actually a born and raised Californian, so that's
I love California.
Never been.
Man, I love it.
Really?
Yeah.
You've never been?
No, I've never been. I've never been to the West Coast. I've been all up and down the East Coast.
That's a fucking trip from Ohio.
It is.
Yeah, it is. It is a trip, definitely. And
we don't have we don't have cars and shit yet out here. We still do like horses and stuff. So.
Oh no, come on. I've been to Massachusetts, and I've been to like Pennsylvania, and certain like Washington D.C. and Virginia, and I think in 8th grade we took this like big trip to. Like they call it the DC trip that you take when you're in 8th grade out here.
Yeah, they had that here.
We had that here.
They take you to like all the historical places and stuff like that. And
I got pregnant on that trip.
What's that?
I got pregnant on that trip.
You did? Oh
yeah.
My. Well, that's so did I, but maybe I was in 8th grade, so my mom doesn't know about that.
Mine was a butt baby. So.
But yeah, and then my husband being from Boston, I've been out that way, but I've never been to Ohio. So
he's from Boston.
He's from Boston.
He is from Boston, yes.
and I think he's gonna be a lawyer soon, if I am correct.
Fingers crossed.
He just took the bar.
He did.
Poor guy.
I know. He had first day back at work today, and I was just like, oh, poor you.
if he passes the bar, he should change his name to Walter Broomball so he can be like, hey, my name's Walter Broomball. I'm from Boston, you bastards, and I'm a fucking lawyer. And if you don't fucking shoot straight with my fucking client, I'm going to have my guys burn your fucking building down. So he can... Does he have a... Does he have a
you
thick...
can't forget about the Esquire at the end of the name, though.
Oh,
that's my favorite.
That's part. Fancy as fuck. That's like
right?
Top tier level.
Does he have a really thick? Does he have a thick Boston accent?
Yes, he does actually. He's been out here for almost 20 years, and he still sounds like he just got here.
Does he still sling his Boston slang?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
In fact, and he says "bag of smashed assholes." I don't know if that's like an East Coast thing.
No, we say that all the time.
He say that here too.
He says it all the time, except with his, bag of smashed assholes.
It's fucking Yonkers.
Yeah, right. And what's so funny, you guys, check this out. We were living in Santa Monica at the time when they caught Whitey Bulger. We were living like 10 blocks away from the guy.
Jeez.
And he was walking our dog Brian Our dog's name is Brian from Family Guy. From
okay, just make sure.
And he was walking him down 3rd Street where Whitey lived with his girlfriend, and he saw like all this ruckus going on outside the apartment building, and he asked a bystander what was going on, and he was like, "Oh man, they caught Whitey Bulger." And Joe was just like, he was fascinated. He was like, "Holy shit, I've been living like 10 blocks away from this guy the whole freaking time." Like,
that's insane.
And, that was a big thing of his childhood, was Whitey Bulger.
Do you know who he is, Rob? He's like a Boston mafia tycoon. He fucking killed everybody, and he was
like,
cutthroat.
What's that movie Jack Nicholson did? It was shoot, can't think of the name of it. Johnny Depp just played him, but that wasn't very.
He's worth an episode for sure. He is.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
He's definitely
sure,
worth.
yeah.
He was a killer. He was good. He was good at what he did. So,
he was definitely a crazy person, yeah.
Well,
and he was living 10 blocks away from us, so
that's fantastic.
That was nice.
Good to know.
Have him over for a cookout.
I know, right?
Yeah, just don't serve him bad food.
Yeah.
I know, or he might kill and rape my husband first, and then kill him because it
what a
was
sweetheart!
Okay.
he's a lover.
Well, while you have us here, Sarah. Well, the deal I made with Sarah. We were going to have her in the main episode to help us out, but this is kind of a straightforward episode. There's not a lot for debate. So Sarah's going to bring us a dark conspiracy episode a little later on, probably a few weeks from now. And then she's going to hang out with us for a few minutes and
that's awesome.
Debate the conspiracy with us. But Sarah, while you have us here right now, right meow, do you have any questions for the bros of Brohio?
Oh gosh, I probably should have.
No, it's okay. If you don't.
No, you know what? I actually do. I actually do have a question.
You can say. Good.
What is your favorite conspiracy topic? Like, what is each of your favorite conspiracy topic? And you might have already covered it, maybe not. And I, just out of curiosity, because I know you guys love that stuff.
Yes, I think I know it. Go ahead, Rob. I'll let you answer.
Well,
that.
mine. I've said this numerous times. Mine's JFK, no doubt.
Okay.
I like JFK, and I like the moon landing.
Nice. Those are good choices.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And I think the fun part about this job is every week we get to learn so much stuff about random topics, just stuff that we would have never known if we hadn't researched it. And one of my absolute favorites has been the Titanic because I'm just completely fascinated with shipwrecks and that stuff in general. And there was so much stuff I learned about Titanic as far as that possibly being an inside job there.
Right.
I really love that one. I think the Bohemian Grove one, that was a lot of fun. Completely strange.
9/11 also.
Yes, I am well versed in 9/11, but I don't like it that much. I don't think it was an inside job.
Right.
And we can catch up with that later on. But I'm a big alien guy. What the like one episode I'm really looking forward to is the Battle of Los Angeles, where back in the 40s
that was so good.
The city of Los Angeles was under attack by something, and no one knows what the fuck it was. But
that's true.
And I just love aliens. I know a lot of people that listen to us don't like aliens, but I do love the thought of aliens. I really want to be fucked in the ass by one.
Oh, you know what? And I speaking of which,
well, you're in luck.
I do have one more question.
Okay. Sure.
It's just maybe something you guys have already answered before, but it's nagging at me because I can't figure it out.
Okay.
Where the hell did this Bill Wilkins character come from?
Oh God, I don't. How did Mr. Wilkins occur the first time?
Bill Wilkins was a character in the movie The Conjuring 2. When we were talking about what's the investigator?
Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Ed and Lorraine Warren. He was a demon that the little girl had inside of her, named Bill Wilkins.
Oh God!
And in the movie, you have to watch The Conjuring.
If you watch
2.
The Conjuring 2, yeah, he's in that movie, and he plays. It's just a minor role, but it's for some reason. Yeah, he had a cameo, and it just took off.
Yes,
it's one of those things. Like we mentioned, butt chugging Zimas one time on the first episode, and it just kind of took off. Kind of the same thing with Mr. Wilkins.
God.
And it's
Zima thing.
It's funny you asked that, Sarah, because just this week I got access to an IMDb BD Pro account, and I have the direct phone number in my possession of the guy that plays Bill Wilkins in The Conjuring 2.
No kidding.
Yeah.
We're going to try to wrangle him up for
I'm
an
gonna
interview.
sex the fuck out of him this week. He doesn't know it's coming.
You're gonna
but-
be prank calling him.
Yeah, he's an old guy.
My name's Bill Wilkins.
Yeah, my name's Bill Wilkins. Is your refrigerator running? Because it's on my front porch. Stupid joke. I need to speak with Amanda Hug and Kiss. That's so stupid.
Oh my god.
Well, Sarah,
I love it.
thank you so much for talking to us.
Well, thank you
And
so much for being patient and actually calling me back a third time, because I don't know if I've ever heard an episode where you've done that before. So it's very
No, it's
kind of you.
we're very excited to talk to you. So
can't wait to do the next episode.
Absolutely, I'm stoked, and I will have a good topic for you guys that you'll actually really have fun covering.
well, this was we had fun with this one, but
Yeah,
make
this
the next
one's
one really
crazy.
just as fucked up as this one.
All right, I will make it, if not more. Absolutely.
That's awesome.
All right, enjoy the sunny California weather, and we'll talk to you later.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Have a
you.
good
All
night.
right, thanks for the support.
Good night.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
You're welcome. Bye.
And that's
All
Sarah.
right, guys.
God, she's so nice.
Very nice. I can't wait to do a nice, dirty, dark conspiracy. It's going to be a good one. I can't wait.
She's gonna. Oh, she's gonna hook it up. I know she is.
Look at that. Almost 2 hours.
And that's what you people asked for. You said, we want Brohio 2 days a week. Well, fucking split this up into 2 episodes and you get 2 Brohio episodes this week.
There you go. We're going to kick out another Patreon episode in the next couple days. We've been riding high on that.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going on next week yet, I don't think, do we?
To it. I have some ideas.
Awesome. Well, we'll figure that out and we'll get on it.
Maybe alien stuff.
I'm all about it.
All right.
I love it. Thank you guys for listening.
Yeah. We are looking forward to hearing your poop stories this week.
Send those over.
Send them to brohiopodcast at gmail, not Jamal, at gmail.com. We will read your poop stories live on the episode next week.
Bonus points for pictures.
No.
Send me pictures of your shit.
I want you to eat 3 boxes of Fiber One bars and then send me a picture of your shit.
Just a big block of
your
shit.
bloody salad shits.
Send those, please.
Oh, yeah, send them over.
No, really don't. I don't want to see your shit.
Yeah. And then we had an animal fight sent to us this week, Rob.
Oh, shit, we did.
It was a fucking silverback gorilla versus a goddamn kangaroo, Rob. Who do you got?
The fucking gorilla.
No way.
Don't fuck with me.
Have you ever seen a kangaroo kick before?
Yes, I have, but those things can't kill you with a kick.
They will they kick the dick straight off of Natasha Ali. They will kick the fucking dick.
It'll hurt, but fucking
it'll hurt. That's the thing about fights. You gotta try and fucking hurt the other person's incapacitation.
A gorilla is 600 pounds of fucking muscle, probably even more than that. Silverbacks are probably like 1,200.
When you go to the fucking zoo, what are the gorillas doing? They're sitting around eating bags of lettuce, not doing abs. One shot to the rib cage from a goddamn roo. He's folding him up like a lawn chair. It's over, Rob.
I don't buy it.
Rectal, intestinal bleeding. He'd have shit coming out of his pee hole because his insides be rearranged.
I feel like a silverback gorilla could almost take any animal.
Right when the gorilla thinks he has him, oh, doing, the fucking kangaroo just jumps right over top of him.
Hops away.
Takes off. He's gone.
Oh, man.
And he spins back around. Yep. Right in the gonads.
Right in the monkey dick.
Harambe's gone.
Oh, R.I.P. That's
Think
too
so.
soon.
I don't want to talk about it. We got to go.
No, we got to go.
We love you guys.
Love you guys. Bye.